Hey y'all, this is Allison hanging out in my space to craft, and I am doing another of my page kits. You can see I have a whole bunch of primary colors here. That red looks a little orange on camera, but really it was red. I have some ephemera, several pieces that were in swaps over on Ginger's Corner, and I want to create sort of a circus tent. So sort of the swags that go across in a tent, in a big top, if you will. So I'm just going to sketch out. It's a 2-page layout, and so I want the drapes to go across the 2 pages. And I think the best way for me to do this is just to sketch out some templates. So I'm just rough sketching them here, and then I'm going to work on them so I like the swag a little bit better on them. And the pictures are from my daughter's preschool, and they strung up sort of paper, I think, to make it like a tent, and then each class did a little show, and they were different animals or circus performers. It was super cute. So I'm cutting these out, and I'm going to use them as a template for my papers, and then I will layer them up. So for the inside one, I'm going to cut a little bit bigger, and it's going to be under the other 2. So 2 of them I'll cut right on the line, and one of them I'll cut a little bit bigger than the line. I think I show you one of them and then not the others. So I now have to pick the color papers that I want. I'm definitely going to use this green for one of them. Just making sure I'm doing it the right direction. And then I will also ink everything on the page in black so that it gives it a little bit of dimension. Now, it doesn't really matter if this extends the full length because it's going to go under a circle in the middle. And these papers are pretty thin papers, but they work out fine. This is not thin. And then I decide, oh, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do the yellow. I don't remember what my rationale was, but I'm just looking at the pictures, and I'm going to do the blue, the green, and the red for the swags. And then I'm going to use yellow for some other components, like the circle in the middle and some photo mats, and then a little bit of ribbon on the side. Not ribbon, but paper on the side as well. So this one gets a little more complicated because it's longer. And I'm going to lay out this one side, and then I'll go off and cut the other side off camera. But this way you can just at least see the process a little bit. Now this one's going to go in the middle. And then I remember, and you can see that the ends aren't matching up perfectly, but that doesn't matter, the corner. So I'm going to go ahead and ink using my black soot. And I don't need to ink that center one. And remember, I cut that red one just a little bit larger than my drawing so that I could tuck it under this way. And that gives it a layered look. All right, so here we go. And this is finished. Now I haven't cut that center circle yet, but I'm laying out my photos, and I want to, I'm going to mat some, and you can see I did some little swoops with yellow on the side as well. So I've got all 4 of those colors in here. And then I'm going to mat 2 in the green, and I'm going to do the ones that are furthest away from the green just to help tie them in. And then I will do, I think, 1 in yellow that is furthest away from yellow. I think that was my rationale. Oh no, I'm doing 2 in yellow, maybe. Yeah, I'm doing 1 in this red because I realized I hadn't used this red again yet. So, and I dropped my light, nudged my camera. Awesome. Realized I needed to ink things. So this, I spent all day on this page, y'all. On and off. I went and got myself some lunch. I had a meeting this afternoon, but I started it this morning. But I took my time doing it, and I worked on my Cricut to do some things. You'll see those in just a few minutes. I created an elephant and the title on my Cricut. So I like doing this when I'm using a lot of colors like this, is to map different photos in different colors just to add more of those papers around the page. So now I have to figure out how to cut this in half. It's my nemesis, always. So I'm going to use my Tim Holtz centering ruler here. It's got a 0 in the middle, and so it's a little bit easier. So helped me find the middle there, and then I'm going to glue that on, and a little more than halfway down, so there's a little more than a half a circle showing on my page. And then just trim those things off. And I'm really pleased with the way this, at this point, it's coming together. And I want to leave space for my title and for my fun ephemera. Now, one thing I did not put on this page was journaling spot, but it's white background, so I can easily journal on the background in a couple of different places if I want to. And I think that may be what I want to do. I mean, everything pretty much speaks for itself. You know, this, it's hard to, you know, this was over 10 years ago, so I'm so far behind on my scrapbooking. It's hard to say a lot on these journaling, but the pictures are so cute, and you can see how shy my daughter is, the way she's standing there in her little elephant face. It's really cute. So I didn't like that this little guy didn't have a face on him, so I'm just gonna do a couple of eyes and a little mouth. And I'm going to use the lion. I didn't like the elephant because it had pink and it had a pink hat on. So I want to pull in more of that blue. So I'm going to go off and use my Cricut. and show you what I made with my Cricut. So I made this cute little elephant, and I used the same blue for the inside of their ears, and I made a really cute title under the big top with a pretty large offset. I used 2 different fonts and then attached them together and then created an offset. And then I'm pulling in some more of that yellow with that yellow star. It's just something I pulled out of my ephemera albums. And I love this little, what's he called? The conductor? No, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on that. So I went to put this sticker and I can't get it, I couldn't get it straight. So just trying to use up some things. This is Creative Memories. So I'm just going to tuck that under, still not straight. And I'm going to use that as a little embellishment cluster and add a few things onto it as well. So I had pulled out a few little buttons, so I'm going to add those. I always like using buttons for some reason when I'm doing daycare, preschool stuff. This was very much a preschool, not just daycare. They had a really great program. There are some tickets that I had pulled. I didn't have colorful tickets. I was going to make some more tickets. I probably could do that. I have a ticket die, I think. I could have made some more tickets, but it's okay. I have enough. Just forgot to ink a couple things. So just adding it for color and to add some more little pieces. So I have these cards and I really wanted to use them, but I couldn't make the cards didn't look right. So I'm fussy cutting the little animals out of them. I've had these for years. I've been wanting to use them. They never seem to work out. So I'm just going to make it work. Now, I did have lions and elephants in the little show. There were not giraffes in the show, but I don't care. I'm still going to make it work. And I think there's a monkey on another card, and I'm going to do the same with the monkey. I just was determined to get these on the page. Now you can see I do have room there under the title if I want to add a journal box. And I may do that when I go to journal, or just journal in that space, I think. And now I'm going to look at some stickers. So this is something else that I've had for a long time. It's Creative Memories, but it does have these little stickers in it. So I'm just going to add 3 of those. They're kind of fun, and they're the right colors. And some enamel dots. And I have some primary color enamel dots. So I'm going to use the red and the blue and the green from this other set. And that's about it, you guys. We're going to do some close-ups here, but please subscribe to my channel if you are not already subscribed. I do try and post probably 5 to 6 days a week. It depends on my travel schedule. I am traveling quite a bit, but I really enjoy spending my time with y'all and getting these pages documented. So come on back to My Space to Craft and see some out-of-this-world scrapbooking. Thanks a lot, you guys. Let's take some close-ups.